Welcome. In front of me is a Motorola Edge 50 Neo, and today I will show you a couple tweaks and tricks you can do on this device. So, starting off, let's open up our settings. And I'm going to begin with the personalize section in the settings. Now this section allows you to customize the look and feel of your device. And we have simple things, for instance, like the wallpapers here. But we have also some other more intricate options, like for instance fonts, and there's actually a pretty decent list of fonts that you can choose from by default, which is obviously not a normal thing. And additionally, if you download additional fonts, they should appear here and you should be able to choose from them. Now going back here, we also have things like colors. These are accent colors for things like the toggles. There we go, so I have a couple enabled. So these kind of toggles, and you can choose custom ones if you want. It gives you a bit of a preview on how this will look like. And you have, you see, based on basic colors, and you also have wallpaper colors. So these are based on the wallpaper that you currently use. And then we have some lock screen, display sizes and text, stuff like that, layouts, sounds, and dark mode. So I'm also going to talk about the dark mode. So here, this is also, I believe, under the display, but we have light to dark and transition. Now transition, if I'm correct, will be the mixture of two, though in here we actually don't have the options for it. So I'm going to go back and go through this display, like I mentioned, dark theme, and there we go. So you can either turn it on or off right here permanently, or you have the schedule mode, and here you have a couple options. So you have turn on at a custom time, turn on from sunset to sunrise, or turn on at bedtime, which gives you this option to have dark mode enable itself at night, when I would say it's a kind of better time to have it. So when you maybe wake up at night and you want to check the time on your phone, you won't get flashbanged by your device. Pretty neat option here. And this is something that doesn't really show up anywhere throughout setup process and other stuff, unlike the actual dark mode itself. So it's an additional option that you can double in here. Now, taking a look at lower option, we have colors, and this allows you to choose the saturation of your display. I personally find most phones to be oversaturated, so I like to have the natural look on most of the devices. And as you can see, there is a bit of a difference here depending on which one you choose. Now the Radiant and Vivid are very similar, but the difference is between the natural and Vivid. So Vivid is the super saturated one, and the natural one is trying to reproduce the more realistic colors. So that's what I'm going to select. Now that being said, this is completely up to preference. Whichever one you like, obviously choose that one. Now going further back to the display section and scrolling down, we have the display refresh rate, and we have a couple options. We have the 120, 60, and auto. Now, truth be told, for the majority of the people, the auto option will be the go-to option. But if you don't really see much of a difference between this, although there's not much to scroll down, so this kind of look, and this one, I would recommend you to choose the 60. This will give you better battery life. But if you prefer this option, the 120 Hz refresh rate, which looks smooth, then select auto. This utilizes both of these options at the same time. So when there's nothing moving on a screen like right now, it will drop the refresh rate to preserve battery life. But when you go back and start scrolling up and down, it will automatically increase the refresh rate to give you that nice smooth motion. And let's go back. Next thing that I want to show is, if I can find it, let me quickly try to locate it. It's probably under system. Nope, never mind. Could be under the display, which I didn't really check. So I'm looking for the gestures, but I'm struggling with finding them, though. Oh, there we go. It's actually under gestures. So gesture category, and we have a system navigation right here. So in here you can see we have 2 ways of navigating to the device with the gesture knob and 3-button navigation. I do personally like the gesture, so that's what I've been using for the entire video. And you can switch to whichever one you want. There's additional options under gestures, which allows you to, for instance, make it more minimalistic by hiding the bar. This option is actually not present on a lot of devices, so it's really nice to see it right here. And the left edge and right edge allows you to increase or decrease the sensitivity of the back gesture. When you start swiping it, you can see there's this bar show up, so it indicates where your finger needs to be and move outside of this with the gesture to initiate the back gesture itself. Now obviously this is the more sensitive option, so if you want to make it less, you can just kind of move all the way to the bottom, and you need to be very precise at a gesture at that point. And that's really the only options right here. Last one that I want to talk about is the swipe for assistant. I personally don't use assistant at all, so I do like to turn that off, but it's this thing that you can just kind of like whip out by swiping, I think, like this. Yep, there we go. So you can see you just swipe across and it brings up the assistant. I don't like this, so I'm gonna turn that off. And going back, we also have the sidebar, which is turned off by default. I personally do like the sidebars on devices like candy bars, as this allows you to have a easy access. I love how it's showing me to swipe there, but I literally don't see anything there. Oh, there we go, now I can see it. So you can see this tiny little like edge right here. So you swipe up and it brings up, okay, yep, I know how to use this. Got it. And it brings up a bunch of applications that you can utilize, and these open up in a pop-up view. Again, I don't really care. So as you can see, these are pop-up view, and these are fully usable in this state. So there we go. We can minimize it into an up head, and you can, I believe, have multiple of them running at the same time, and yes, we do. So as you can see, now we have 2 different ones, which you can tap right there and just pick whichever one you want. And you can have also several of these pop-up windows open at the same time. And that would also go on top of the split screen option that you have between like 2 applications. So it's a very neat option. And furthermore, you do have the option to customize it. I add additional applications right here. Right here it will show you the, I believe, frequently used applications, where below these are the static ones that don't really change, but you can do that yourself. Not like that though, like this. So as you can see, you have the panel right here, and you can remove these applications if you want, and then just add the ones that you want. So there we go. And it's a very nice thing that you can utilize at any time, even when you have some applications open. So there we go. This would conclude the tweaks and tricks that I want to show you. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.